Welcome to the Trainer Talk, where we discuss topics related to health and fitness to help you gain back control of your health and fitness and become the absolute best version of yourself physically and mentally. Enjoy. So today we're talking about your habits will dictate who you become in the future. And so first I want to talk about why or when do people first decide, hey, I'm going to start working out or eating healthier or making changes to my life? And it really comes down to our level of discomfort. So the moment the level of discomfort that you're in your current situation exceeds the level of discomfort of the pain of working out or the discomfort of eating healthier, that's when we tend to make changes. So usually it's only when we're kind of too far gone, when we're in a very uncomfortable place. So let's do this kind of fun little exercise here. Where's my marker? Oh no. Oh, I got it. So Bethany, let's use you. So throw out a weight, a comfortable weight, or whatever you're at.
165.
Okay. So Bethany, 165. What would be a limit? Like what would be a point where like, okay, that's kind of enough. Like that's a little bit outside of my comfort zone.
180.
Okay. So we're gonna put 180 on here. And then we're gonna draw a line across. Okay. So let's say, Bethany, right now you eat fast food for lunch. You skip breakfast.
Okay.
And let's say
sleep.
Yeah, you don't prioritize sleep. Maybe you stay up late and watch a couple Netflix episodes, go to bed around 11 o'clock, 12, midnight. You wake up snoozy, groggy, and you do this. And after a couple of years, it just kind of gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And you don't do anything about it until you break past, and so that you guys can see this. She's currently at her comfortable stage right now, her uncomfortable level 180. Once she breaks past that, she's at a level where, okay, this is uncomfortable. I don't like where I'm at. I don't like where my life is going. So now that I've broken past this point, I'm going to start exercising or doing what I need to do to get back to where I was, right? And this is what most people do. They literally wait until they're so uncomfortable that they finally decide, okay, now I need to start making some changes. So the question is, why doesn't everybody just adopt healthier habits right now if you are in a comfortable situation so that you can avoid that? And that's what we want to talk about today. We want to try to save you guys 2 years, 5 years, 10 years of your life in discomfort, not being happy with where you're at, so that you can live a healthier and happier lifestyle for the rest of your life. So this exercise, if you are available, grab a pen and paper right now. And I want you guys to write down, we've got a few different categories. Write down your nutrition, write down exercise, sleep,
I'll do it.
stress, and hydration. Those are kind of the top categories that we typically like to focus on with our clients. There's a lot of other things that we can also include, but we're going to kind of break these into subcategories. So first, we'll kind of demonstrate what typical people are doing. Maybe we'll do like what you should do as a minimum. So maybe all Bethany wants to do is she's comfortable at 165. Let's just stay there for the rest of her life. She's happy, she's comfortable, she's fit, she's healthy. What does she need to do to maintain that? Okay, well, right now, she's getting fast food pretty much every day for lunch. She's skipping breakfast, so we have no breakfast. She's eating, a decent dinner, but then she's got ice cream or popcorn or something else that she's having every single night. She's having a treat because she's not fueling her body during the day with good nutrition. So she eats dinner, boom, she's super hungry, has a snack, watches Netflix, stays up till midnight, goes to bed, sleeps like crap, wakes up, repeats the process, low energy. That's what has led her to her discomfort position. And let's say it took her 2 years to get out of that. It's going to take a little while. You start out pretty healthy. maybe it takes a couple of years, 2 to 5 years to get out of shape in that discomfort. So what would she need to do? Let's say if you're watching right now, let's say you're in a pretty comfortable position. Maybe you're not where you would love to be, but let's say like, okay, I'm not totally out of shape to where I need to start making changes right now. Maybe that's what you're thinking in your head. So what could you do to at least maintain your current result? We suggest as long as you move your body every day. So Dorn, what would you recommend for just somebody to get some exercise? What would be the minimum that they would have to do just to maintain health?
I would say just any type of light activity, whether it's like walking, gardening, playing with your kids, biking. If it's in the winter, hopefully you have like a treadmill or some warm clothes to get outside for about like 25 to 30 minutes a day. Like that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So literally like 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. If you're moving your body, that's a great start. So you literally just got to move. It would be awesome if you could add a little bit of resistance on there. We really suggest resistance training, especially if you're over the age of 30 and 40. Your muscle mass is going to decrease a little bit every single year if you're not providing some resistance in growing or maintaining your muscle. So I would say just 15 minutes minimum of movement a day, and then maybe 2 to 3, could be a half hour workouts for resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be body weight, dumbbells, kettlebells, TRX bands, anything just to kind of get some resistance onto your body to help build and maintain your muscle mass. Let's talk about the nutrition. What would somebody, Bethany, need to do just to maintain their health or be somewhat healthy? Like, what would you say the minimum requirements just to kind of be healthy and stay out of that sickness?
I would say like 2 servings of vegetables a day would be a good start. Just to not even cutting anything else out, just adding in vegetables is a really good way. Having like protein twice a day, like some sort of a healthy protein, lean protein source.
What would you say for quality? Like, do I need to eat 100% healthy every meal during the week? What would you say the minimum on that would be, like quality?
I mean, the minimum, like probably 60%.
I was going to say just over 50%. Like if more than half your food is high quality whole foods, like good nutrition, you're going to be in a safe position.
Yeah.
So maybe you're eating a good quality dinner 5 nights a week, a good decent breakfast 5 days a week. Your lunch could be, just make the best reasonable decision. If it is a sandwich, that's okay. Like, just make the best possible decision you can. Maybe don't go and get like a Big Mac every single day for lunch. But I would say, as long as over 50% of your food choices are good quality, what does good quality mean? Try to make whole foods, minimally processed, low added sugar, as close to the actual source you can, the better, right?
Yeah. I think it's important to know that when you're maintaining and you're just trying to be comfortable, you don't have to be perfect.
Right.
Like our body is naturally built to and programmed to maintain. It's called homeostasis, really.
Right.
So, like for example, if you overeat one day, you wake up the next day, your body's not quite as hungry because it's full still. So it just has those natural mechanisms in it that adapt.
Yeah, what the problem is
the same way.
is when we have those days, we're like, oh, I screwed up. Screw this. I can't do it. I'm just going to keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you just woke up and be like, okay, yesterday was yesterday, I can still get back on track, somewhat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just making small little changes to improve yourself. Sleep and stress are 2 huge categories that people overlook. I'll let you answer this one. What could be something that would help me with, and this might be a double whammy, help with my stress? What's something I can do every day? You mentioned it already. But,
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a few things that come to my mind. Stress, take breaks, like get away from whether it's work, like your computer, your job. Take breaks, get outside.
Yep. Get outside, go for a walk. So you get a little bit of movement in, you get some nature, sunshine.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's it's just a fact that people who spend more time outside are happier. More people that spend time in nature are happier. So that's going to help you reduce your stress. And then, I mean, sleep helps you reduce your stress. Getting enough sleep, and they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
Helps you reduce your stress. So that's one thing.
What would you say on maybe sleep?
Specifically for sleep, having like a set bedtime, wake time. I mean, obviously weekends are going to be a little bit different, but at least during the week, keeping that really similar.
Similar. And I always say, like, if you can keep it within an hour or so, like, you don't have to be perfect. Like, we'll get into, like, if you really have these high desired goals, the next level up from maintenance, but just to live a healthier lifestyle, like, if you're going to bed one night at 9, next night at 1 a.m., and you keep varying it, you're going to have a terrible sleep schedule. So if you want to just be a little bit healthier and feel better and have more energy, if you can stay within about an hour of each other, like maybe you go to bed at around 9 or 10, every night you kind of wind down, and then you wake up around 5 or 6, you're going to be in a good position. And then if you're not blowing it out of proportion on the weekends, maybe you do stay up till 11 or midnight, but you still get 6, 7, 8 hours of decent sleep, you're going to be in a good position. But if every single weekend you're going out or staying up till 1, 2 a.m., it's going to lead to some detrimental effects.
Yeah, and then like one just general tip, it kind of is both for stress and for sleep, is to write down like a list of things that you need to do tomorrow, or a list of things that have been on your mind or something like that, just to like get it out and on paper. Because otherwise, if you go to bed and you're kind of stressed, but you're trying to fall asleep, your mind's going to think, oh, this is the perfect time for me to run through everything in the day that, oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, I need to take out the garbage tomorrow. Oh, I need to do the dishes sometime tomorrow. I need to do this, and this. And then you just kind of like start almost like a stress spiral or an anxiety spiral in your mind about things that you need to do or things that have happened. So by just writing it down and kind of getting it out there, keeping like a notepad at the side of your bed is really helpful for that.
Yeah. Another thing that I've actually done that's helped me fall asleep faster is just breathing techniques like box breathing, and kind of counting my breaths as I go in and out. So it takes my mind off of everything else, and it makes me come within, like, focus on my breath. Yeah, and breathing through my nose helps slow my heart rate down. And if you're constantly just mind's all over the place and you're tossing and turning, your body actually needs to cool down to a certain degree for it to fall asleep and stay asleep. So if you're tossing and turning all the time, then that's when your environment comes into your sleep environment.
Yeah, to touch on that a little bit, I know we've said this 100 times, but I think it needs to be repeated because it's so important. But like setting up your sleep environment, like for me, my favorite things and known tools, like these have been researched and this has been proven to work, is like sleeping in a cooler environment. Like you should almost feel like you're hibernating, right, in your blankets. So it'd be cool. A little bit of white noise helps most people. Making sure it's pitch black. So your skin's got photoreceptors on it. If you've got phone light, TV light, sunshine coming in, whatever it is, your skin will have those photoreceptors recepting light, and it's going to tell your body, hey, it's still light outside. Let's not produce melatonin to put ourselves to sleep. So it's going to delay that process. So if you can have it pitch black, your body's producing melatonin, you're going to fall asleep a lot faster and get more deep sleep that way. And then the last one that we have after sleep and stress was just hydration. We recommend, if you can hit, most people, it's like, okay, let's hit for at least 48 ounces a day and then 64 ounces a day, or half your body weight. So if you can drink more water, and we don't even say, hey, cut out all the pop. It's no, let's add in more water. And after you do that for a consistent amount of time, if you're hitting that 64 ounces or half your body weight, you'll naturally get rid of the other stuff.
Yeah.
If you're drinking that much water and you're having a few pops, like you can't do it. Like there's only so much fluid you can really drink. So you'll naturally wean away from that other stuff. So that would be a great protocol for just somebody that wants to live a healthier lifestyle and kind of maintain where they're at so that they don't go the wrong direction. So that in 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, they're not in that position where they're so uncomfortable and unhappy with what they let happen to themselves, that they have to make this huge transformation and completely try to fix their whole life. So if you can get ahead of the game while you're still somewhat healthy and fit and not totally overweight or in a discomfortable position, then it's going to help you in the long run. And for most people, it's so crazy because it just takes, okay, I'm not in enough discomfort right now to start working out 3 days a week and eating healthier. So let me just wait 5 more years until I'm 50 pounds heavier and then I'll start. It's like, why in the world would you do that? So if you take a look at those habits, so I hope everybody's kind of writing down their habits, like write down your nutrition. What are you having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And then look at it, be like, okay, that's probably not a very good option. Ooh, this isn't a good option either. Oh, I have one good dinner. Okay, I'm not eating terrible, but it's definitely not over 50% or 60%. So just start looking at these habits. Okay, when do I go to bed? Is my sleep schedule all over the place? Am I snoozing and snoozing and snoozing multiple times to wake up in the morning? That's an indicator that you're not getting enough rest and you're going to be groggy and low energy. I made a promise to myself years ago that I would not hit snooze, and I've maybe hit snooze less than 20 times in the last 4 years. And that's just because I've dedicated and prioritized my sleep. It's so important to me to operate the way I want to operate every day. So now let's go, okay, maybe you have a big goal. So maybe whether you're at a point right now where you're very, very discomfortable, or you're like, okay, my habits aren't super great. I would love to be 15 pounds lighter, feel more comfortable in my skin, gain energy, reduce my stress. Now we've got a goal. So maybe, Bethany, maybe you want to be freaking jacked, and we want to cut 10 pounds off you.
See, I'm not jacked right now.
You are jacked, but freaking jacked. We're adding a little bit more. So let's say we want to get to 155. Okay, what do we need to do to come up with a plan to increase your muscle, decrease body fat, make sure that your stress is in check, make sure you're energized? What could somebody do? What would they have to do, or what would be the requirements to achieve that? So we're just going to add on to what we already did. So it's definitely going to be adding in some workouts, right, Lauren? So could somebody get in better shape, gain strength off 2 to 3 days a week?
2 to 3 days a week. If you're exercising maybe an hour, probably an hour of good exercise. But like we said, that daily movement comes into factor too. Yes. So you can't just come in 2 to 3 days a week, have a good workout, and then the rest of the time when you're by yourself, just let it all go away and just sit on the couch all day, eat bad food. So it needs to be, when you're trying to shoot for a goal like that, it needs to be a combination of both. So I would increase that 15 minutes to probably at least 30.
Okay, so we'll bump up with a little bit of daily movement.
Yeah.
We want to really make sure we're hitting those 2 to 3 resistance training, maybe more. So maybe we hit 4 or 5 if we really have that big goal.
Yeah.
Maybe we do 4 or 5. I would say you can still make really, really good progress off 2 to 3 as long as you're hitting full body. Right. So for most of our clients that are training and doing transformations, they're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday full body, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday full body, and then they're doing their daily movement. Yeah. Sometimes we'll also have them come into the gym on their own and do a workout in the gym with the machines to get that 4th or 5th day in. So that'd be a great thing. So now, Bethany, we're eating 2 to 3 servings of protein a day. We're doing 2 servings of vegetables, and we're eating 60% high quality foods. What would I need to do to step that up to really ensure that I'm going to make my progress?
You would want to bump up your whole food percentage to 80. You're going to feel fuller. You'll have more energy through that. You'll get more high quality protein, carbs, and fats to fuel your workouts, and then to also initiate the fat loss that you're looking for. And the other thing is you don't want it to be super drastic where you're cutting out a bunch of things or just eating less, because then you're going to start losing muscle as you lose body fat. So then you won't get that jacked look as you wanted, as you described. So you want to make sure that you're hitting enough protein. So 3 to 4 servings.
Or what else how else could we measure that?
It'd be the size of your palm. So everyone's hands are typically proportionate to their height. Not me. My hands are really small for my height. But if you take your palm and you put it on your plate, that's how much of your plate you are going to want to cover up.
And how many meals do you think we should recommend? 3
throughout the day? Yeah, 3 meals throughout the day. Maybe add 1 or 2 snacks in there that have vegetables, and then a source of protein like a hard-boiled egg or maybe Greek yogurt and some berries, just to give you a little bit extra protein and fuel throughout the day. And then basically just, you don't have to completely take out your, I guess, treats for the week or things like that, but make sure
that's where that 20% comes in.
That's where
right?
the 20% comes in, is like the little bit more processed foods. Maybe go out to dinner once a week, maybe even twice a week, and get something that's off track. But it's still, the whole thing is if you're improving from your baseline. So like at baseline, it was just to maintain, 2 servings of protein, 2 servings of veggies, and that's all you did for nutrition. But by increasing the compliance a little bit, increasing the nutritional value of your diet, that's what's going to get you the results. It's not cutting out everything.
Right.
It's just increasing the good things you're already doing. And then that would, over time, obviously it's not going to be in 2 or 4 weeks. It'd probably be like 8 to 12 weeks of consistently doing those habits. And then you would go from 165 to 155.
Right. And we like to say, like, you want to fuel your body, right? Like, that's like one of our favorite things is we don't restrict, we don't do any fads. We want to actually fuel our body to support exercise and energy levels while also supporting fat loss. So if your goal is to lose a little bit of body fat, and let's say your basal metabolic rate is what, like 1,400 calories a day? So 1,500. So if Bethany burns 1,500 calories a day as a couch potato, if you woke up and watched Netflix all day long until you went back to bed, you'd burn 1,500 calories. That's insane. So she needs to eat a minimum of 1,500 just to maintain her bodily function. And with her daily activity, let's say you burn 2,200 calories. So if she wants to burn body fat, she's going to be between 1,500 and 2,200, probably right in the middle at like 1,900 would support her energy levels. She would still have some fuel for exercise, but she's in enough of a deficit to where over time she's going to burn some body fat. So that's just a great, and you don't have to track your calories. That's the important thing, is if you just ate until you were satisfied and ate when you're hungry and didn't mindlessly eat a lot, and you ate your 3 meals with 80% good quality choices, you're going to be in great shape with maybe 1 to 2 snacks. And how do I know I'm making a good choice? You could also use Precision Nutrition uses a great stoplight method. So you have green foods, yellow foods, red foods. And a great example of this is an apple, applesauce, or an apple juice, right? So the green food, the apple is the whole apple. That's the best option. It's the most whole. Then you've got the yellow. It's kind of sort of healthy, but it's not so great. The yellow is in the middle, the applesauce. It's going to have a little bit more sugar. You're stripping it of a little bit more of the fiber and nutrients that you get from the whole apple. Then you got the apple juice, which people think that apple juice is healthy because it says apple on it, where it's just basically a ton of sugar, and it's stripped of all its nutrients. So that would be like the red version of our applesauce, apple juice. So when you can look at your foods and be like, okay, what's in here? How many ingredients does it have? Is there a lot of preservatives, added sugars? Obviously, like our candy, really high processed foods, chips, those are going to be red. And then you have kind of in the middle, like most breads and stuff like that, have a little bit of like fiber nutrients, but they're not great. And then you have your whole foods, your vegetables, your fruits, your lean proteins. Anything basically natural from the earth is going to be in your green category. So just start looking at that. Be like, okay, is this a green? Is this a yellow? Or is this a red?
And the greens are, go ahead.
Yeah, another easy way to think of it is like, if it's just one single ingredient, then it's probably in that green category. So if it's just
rice,
celery, or just
oats,
rice, just chicken, it's not like, oh, here's 5 ingredients, then, okay, it's going to be in that more like processed section
yellow
or something like that. Yeah, yellow or red. So if 80% of your choices, or even 70% or 90% between the green and the yellow, if 90% of your choices come from that, and then that means like 1 to 2 meal a week come from that red category.
And why should we avoid 100%?
We should avoid 100% because we don't even do 100%.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. We're going to have slip ups, and it instills the all or nothing mindset. And if you try to do 100%, you're setting yourself up for failure. And then when you fail, you're like, I failed. I'm never going to do this. And then you quit on yourself.
Yep.
And then
So
you eat all the red foods that you probably should not eat a ton of. And then whoop, you go back up to where you were. You erase whatever progress you did make. So it's figuring out that balance. Like, we don't need to completely restrict all 100%. We just want to make sure that we're making better choices over time from what you were doing.
You're more likely to be successful with that extra 20% where you can have a little fun with it and not be perfect. You're going to be more compliant in the long run.
Yeah. It would be more like a straight line. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's a year to lose 10 good pounds of body fat. I mean, to a lot of people, that's really long, and it wouldn't realistically take that long. But just to make this a visual, it's a nice, steady. You're gonna have a little bits up and downs, obviously, but it'd be a nice, sustainable, steady fat loss and muscle gain. Whereas if she's like, no, I want it like 30 days. Screw that.
Yeah.
Boom. She's gonna hit her 155. She's gonna hate her life because she's eating super restrictive, low energy. She's like, screw this. I want pizza and blizzards. Boom.
Can't
1 month
take it
later,
anymore.
she's back up to 170 because she lost a ton of muscle. Then she's even more unhappy. She's like, oh, crap, I got to go on another diet. Boom. Drops back down to 160 because her metabolism's shot, so she's not going to lose as much. And then she goes back up because she hates that. And then it's this endless cycle. And that's what people do because they want those quick results. They have to have things right away. They can't just endure in the moment and enjoy the process and just take it slow. So at the end of the year, she's no closer to her goal if she's doing this yo-yo deal. Whereas if she just slow and steady, stayed consistent, boom, a year later, she's super happy with where she's at. And if you look at the 80-year lifespan, 1 year is nothing to dedicate to your health and wellness. Go ahead.
So doing the yo-yo diet, it's harder to diet each time you do it. So you're going to see less progress, less results every time you go down and back up. The diet gets harder and harder because you're losing that muscle. Your body is not being adequately fueled in between because you're going on these really extremes, right? It's like a pendulum swinging back and forth. It's like you're swinging all the way in one direction, all the way in the other direction. And you're never at that like equilibrium, that homeostasis that you mentioned. Our bodies like that little maintenance part. So if you're just going, okay, pretty much, I mean, maybe you go up a little bit or down a little bit, but over the time, if in 1 year you're 10 pounds lighter versus being 10 pounds heavier, doing that extreme yo-yo, you're in a much better position. You're actually enjoying the process a lot more because you can have those like
Snacks,
more like fun foods that you were restricting. And so it's a much more enjoyable process. You're not like miserable throughout it for a few months at a time.
Yep. So yeah, that definitely covers like why you shouldn't go 100%, why we don't coach 100%. We usually always go 80-20. We say, if you can give us 80% effort, we will guarantee that you're going to make progress toward your goals. If you can do what we say 80% of the time. And it comes down to those basic 5 habits.
Yeah.
If your nutrition's 80%, 70% dialed in, if you can move your body every day and work out 2 to 3 days a week minimum, if you can drink at least 64 ounces of water, half your body weight, if you can start to prioritize and get a little bit better quality sleep, and then if you can find ways to manage your stress, whether it's getting outside, reading a book, doing things with friends, maybe it's with the family, whatever you can find that brings you joy, you're going to be a very, very healthy and happier individual. If you can do, then the big thing is just staying consistent with that and appreciating the process, celebrating the wins and not focusing on that end result. So if Bethany was weighing herself every single day, like, why isn't this 155? She's also going to set herself up for failure. But if she's like, I did 4 workouts this week and I did the Metcon faster than I ever have. And oh my God, 6 months in, I got my first pull up. Oh my gosh, I had a 250-pound deadlift. So if she's celebrating all the little things that she does along the way, she's going to be so much happier, and she's going to appreciate that goal way more than if it happened in a month.
Yeah.
If she just lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks from some crazy diet, she's not going to appreciate it nearly as much as if she put in this hard work. Lauren, you did a 2-year, 3-year degree at Dallas College to earn your health and fitness specialist degree. If you graduated high school and you spent an hour with me working on health and fitness, I said, hey, here's your degree. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't appreciate
No.
it. And the fact that you put in the time, you put in all the effort, you learned everything you needed to learn, you went through the experiences of becoming a trainer, you are a knowledgeable trainer that's helping people make a difference. Whether if I just handed you a piece of paper and said, hey, you're a trainer here, you're probably going to be like,
Yeah.
okay, like what? You're not going to appreciate it. There's no value to that because you didn't put any work for it.
Yep.
If that makes sense. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you guys, we hope that this kind of just opens up your mind a little bit on looking farther in the future. And you really need to establish, where am I at right now? Am I in this comfortable zone where I'm living a good, healthy lifestyle? Like, I will be able to maintain if I just keep doing these things. Or are you in more of the bad, healthy lifestyle? Are you eating a little bit too much fast food or not enough good food? Are you below 50% good quality foods? Are you not exercising at all and just living a sedentary lifestyle? Are you not prioritizing and getting good sleep or drinking enough water or reducing your stress? Stress is such a big thing because the less sleep we get, the less exercise we get leads to more stress. The more stress leads to worse sleep, and we're going to be unmotivated to work out. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's going to lead to a very, very bad things. And that over time, we can guarantee you, no matter where you're at, you could be 130 pounds right now. It's only a matter of time before you're going to reach a point where you're like, I am uncomfortable where I'm at. I've put on X amount of pounds or whatever it is, right? Maybe I developed heart disease or type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, high cholesterol, whatever that is. Don't get to that point and then say, I better do something about this. Just do something about it right now.
Get ahead of the curve.
Exactly. So really look in the future and ask yourself, how is my life going to be if I am 50 pounds heavier, 40 pounds heavier, or have a disease that I don't want? What does my life look like? Maybe you know somebody that's living that life right now, and you're like, okay, I don't really want to end up like that. What do I need to do to not end up like that? And then you do these simple things that we just laid out for you. And then if you are in a position where you're comfortable right now and you want to up it up a little bit or get better results, we just kind of ramp up what you're already doing. So it's just improving or increasing the amount of good quality foods you're having, the workouts that you're doing, the being a little bit more strict on the sleep and things like that. Just understand that the bigger your goal, the more sacrifices you're going to have to make. So we make a lot of sacrifices. Like, we don't get to eat any kind of food we want. We understand that. We don't get to stay up super late watching movies every night because our health is more important than that. And then we don't go out every single weekend and just party Friday and Saturday night. We understand that our goals are bigger than that. We do it once in a while. That's where the 10% is, maybe it's once a month or twice a month. But if you have those goals and if you want to get to a certain point, you do have to make some sacrifices. The question is, how many sacrifices do you want to make? Anything else to add, you guys?
No, I think, summed it up pretty good.
Cool. So hopefully this helps. Big takeaway right now, write down your habits. What are you currently doing? And then rank yourself. Okay, am I in that bad category, like below 50%? Am I in the comfortable kind of wellness category, or am I in the fitness category? And then come up with a plan to either maintain or improve your overall results. So until next time, stay healthy, guys. And then make sure you leave comments or let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover. But hopefully this helps. See ya. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to taylorhutchinsonfitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.